This video is sponsored by Truco Republic, the precious metals experts. Talk to one of their experts today about diversifying your portfolio to help assure your future financial security. Find their contact information in the description below and pinned in our first comment. James Kaufman, World News Report today, June 2nd, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. We're looking at a restaurant apocalypse, which is starting to sweep across America. You can get a really good idea how the U.S. economy is doing by watching restaurants in your area. When the economy is booming, restaurant parking lots are full and chains are feverishly establishing new locations. But when the economy is struggling, restaurants get a lot less traffic and poor performing locations get shut down. Sadly, in 2024, it appears that a restaurant apocalypse has started to sweep across America, and we will go over those restaurants in just a moment. Most people have very little discretionary income to spend as a result of our cost of living crisis, i.e. Biden inflation, bidenomics, and that is particularly true for our young adults. Americans under the age of 40 love to eat out, but these days, most of them are experiencing financial stress, and this is having an enormous impact on the restaurant industry as a whole. In 2023, visits to sit-down restaurants dropped by about 5% compared to 2022. Americans are eating out less as inflation weakens the dollar in their pocket, which is leading to some harsh consequences for restaurants across our country. At first, restaurants raised their prices, trying to keep up with the inflation of the cost of goods. But now, the actual consumer is tapped out. So this trend has stretched out for over a year and is increasing. People just aren't eating out as much as they once did. And we're not only talking about the United States, we're talking about the entire world. This article was about the United Kingdom, the pubs and restaurants at risk of closing in 2024. As a result of the cost of living increase, we're seeing a wave of closures all over the country. Even in the Big Apple, large numbers of restaurants are being shut down. Even big metropolitan areas in the U.S. known for their great dining spots are struggling to maintain an environment where it's profitable to run a restaurant and possible. Eater New York reported that over 40 bars and restaurants closed in New York City alone from December 2023 to January 2024. That's 1 month. When times get tough, difficult decisions need to be made. And this is happening everywhere. The UK, Canada, all of Western Europe, the entire world's economy is in shambles. Let's take a look at some of the restaurants closing or filing for bankruptcy this year. TGI Fridays shut down 36 locations across the country in just January of 2024 alone. Chili's is shutting down restaurants across the country as well. The very same can be said for Applebee's. Denny's shut down 57 locations in 2023 and plan on shutting more locations down in 2024. Even restaurants that everyone claims to love are closing restaurants all over the country, like In-N-Out Burger. Outback Steakhouse shut down 41 locations between the start of the year and March 1st. Even higher-end restaurants like Carrabba's Italian Grill have been shutting down restaurants in big locations like New York. We're talking about all locations. Long Island, all over the U.S. Now, one could argue that these restaurants aren't as good as others, but the main problem is the consumer. The consumer is done strapped. Bonefish Grill also is shutting down over 160 locations around the country. Wow. And if you like wings, Hooters is also shutting locations all around the country. This is just a handful of the restaurants shutting down locations. Even the banks are shutting down locations. You should be able to notice every other bank has been closed all around the country over the last 24 months. I'm talking about Chase branches. I'm talking about Bank of America branches. I'm talking about Wells Fargo branches, big banks. And yes, even Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar has shut down over 64 locations in the last 6 months. One that I don't know about, with 8 locations, shut down 7 of them. PDQ, Fresh Tender Salads and Sandwiches. Tijuana Flats, with over 130 locations, plans on shutting numerous locations this year, including in Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida, an area I would have thought was booming. And looking at Eater Los Angeles, look at all these high-end restaurants that have been shut down. Gracias Madre, Newport Beach, Grilled Franchi, in various locations. It continues. La Golondrina, Oliver Street. Playa More, Long Beach. Rose City Pizza, Rose Mead. The list goes on and on. Sesame LA, Chinatown. Exta, Arts District. It goes on and on and on. I think that the banks are going to start to be affected by all these real estate foreclosures. They're going to be associated with all these restaurant bankruptcies. And then what do you have? Well, everything's going to compound. And that little bitty snowball that started rolling down the mountain is going to become larger and larger and larger until there's no stopping the snowball. And I'm afraid it's already started to grow rather large. God bless each and every one of you guys. Please realize we're in for the worst times of our lives over the next 3 to 6 years for sure. Please share our videos. Please subscribe. Realize what's going on in front of your eyes, and always remember that anything is possible here in Bizarro World. God bless you all.